welcome to Stirring the Pot podcast, a podcast all about discussing controversial food topics, historical aspects of food, and pretty much everything else food and cooking related. Let me start by introducing my co hosts. First up, we have Mr. Barbecue Brand, our resident pitmaster, and a past guest on Food Network's Barbecue USA. Welcome, Barbecue Brand.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite pitmaster's favorite pitmaster. I am Barbecue. Let's get it going.
Next up, we have Mr. Brandon D., our resident food science nerd, a Southern food expert, and a very recently award-winning boiled crawfish master. Welcome, welcome, Brandon D.
Thank you, everybody. Welcome tonight. We're about to get this started.
Tonight on the podcast, we have a very special guest in the studio. He's a foodie. He's a proud resident of Broussard, Louisiana, loves supporting community events and businesses, owner of Crew d'Acadienne, BYOB Festival event coordinator for the second year in a row, and last but not least, a husband and father. Whew, this guy is busy. Please give a big welcome to Mr. Charles Sharma.
Thank you. Thank you both. Thank you all for having me.
Absolutely.
Yes. Welcome to the podcast. So we're going to dive straight into the big event this weekend. Can you tell us about the BYOB Hamburger and Hotdog Festival?
Absolutely. We wanted to do an event. So growing up in Broussard, we had, Broussard was the original Boudin Festival home. That was taken from us, or, they're no longer doing it here. So since then, there's been a lacking for a big event on our side of town. I haven't seen many, there's plenty of events, but nothing unique, nothing big, nothing of that nature. So that kind of, turned the wheels in the head, right? And but doing an event, everybody does, a lot of the same things, a lot of the same food things. So I saw someone on a foodies group, mention something about hamburgers, and gentleman's name was Nick. He did one in Lafayette, a little smaller. So I kind of reached out to him, got some, pointers and tips, and we said, hey, let's try it. The beauty of doing what we're doing is I have the incredible amount of support from our Mardi Gras group. 2 years ago, we started a Crew d'Acadienne. And it has been a handful. It has been super exciting. We've had so much love and support from our members. So when we came down to putting this event on, the help was there, the promotion was there, everybody was there. All the pieces were there to help with the event. We did the event last year, and it turned out to be much more than a handful. I don't know what I was thinking. I bought 500 tickets to sell, 500 tickets. That's it. No big deal. Get 500 tickets, right? And within an hour and a half, it was sold. We had 19 cooking teams. We had 3 vendors. And so we literally in the middle of, about 12:30, one of the guys ran to Walmart to go get more tickets because we didn't have any tickets. So, but that was thrown together in about, 2 months. So this time around, and then the other part of it was, hey, doing events, great, but we've got to, how else can we help our community other than having local businesses and whatnot take part? So we wanted to give back. Last year we did it for the fire department, and then this year we decided to do the same event and raise some money for the police department.
Nice.
So that's how it kind of started, and it's just been steamrolling through.
Man, it sounds like a fun time. I did see the video that you guys had made of the event last year, and man, I'm looking forward to it so much this year because it just looks like so much fun and so much great positive energy, at your event. So we're definitely looking forward to it.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys bring over there because you're bringing in some heavyweight. You got some heavyweight coming. So, but we've got some stiff competition. So I mean, there's so just be ready.
How many teams are competing?
As of this afternoon, we had number 27 and 28 sign up. So
wow.
We've got a good bit.
Awesome.
Well, the tough part about this, it's that unfortunately you won't be able to taste them all. You know, that's the tough
No,
part. You know, so
no,
Yeah.
no. You can't taste 30 burgers. I mean, that's just not possible. I mean,
no,
if every burger's a quarter, like that's a lot of
That's
burgers.
still a lot of burgers.
oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's like eating it's eating a lot of burgers. I mean,
No, so when people come, I mean, you guys know, I'm sure you guys go to a lot of events. You know, you have to go in there with a game plan. You know, who are you going to try? Who do you want to? You know,
yeah.
Yes,
so
it's
otherwise,
definitely
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, even one bite of everybody is just you're gonna eat like 5 or 6 burgers.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
oh yeah.
I can't imagine what the judges have to go through. Like it must be really tough to do a hamburger hot dog,
Well, it's a
contest.
tough to be a judge, you know, in general. What we did this year
Definitely.
is we made more categories. So we opened it up a little bit, and then we invited more judges to. So it's not, you know, one person trying to eat, you know, 20, you know, something burgers, right? So we're
Right.
doing a non-traditional category and a traditional category for the burgers. And then don't forget, we always have hot dogs this year as well. Now, that was special request by, you know, some people. And we have a lot of local businesses that specialize in hot dogs. So that being the case, we're like, hey, let's throw that in there as well. And you said, and it worked out good because we got more involvement, you know, from people that may not want to do a burger and, you know, vice versa. So
hmm Hey, I think it's really interesting. So, how many people are doing hot dogs? Like, is it the same? Like, is everybody doing hot dogs, or is like,
just rough numbers. We
mhm,
are talking, we're about talking right now. It's, I want to say we have 10 hot dog teams. So that leaves about, you know, 17 burger teams roughly. Now,
nice?
the thing is, we also have people that are doing both. You know, have some people that are doing, you know, traditional and non-traditional, or, you know, a traditional burger and a hot dog. You know, so we've got, you know, a lot of mix. So
hmm
overall, if I just go by numbers, we're looking on a traditional side, we're looking about 15 to 18. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, and I should have the paperwork in front of me, but I don't. So it's about 15 to 18 traditional teams. I want to say like 7 or 8 non-traditional, and then about 10 hot dogs. So we've got a little variety.
Man, this is so cool. What I have to say is
Yeah.
probably the hardest thing about competing in these is that you're so busy that you don't get to taste many of your competitors' food. So maybe I'll have to skip around with a little basket to get some samples for the rest of us during the event.
I think the last burger competition, I only tasted. I don't know, man. Maybe 3 people's burgers. That was it. It wasn't
I
much.
No,
Yeah.
no, and it's
Hmm.
tough. It's tough, especially. I mean, I can't imagine how rough it is for you guys because last year we told everybody, said, hey, bring about, you know, 10, 15 pounds of meat. Okay. They
Mhm.
brought, you know, exactly what I told them. And several of the individuals were out within an hour and a half. I mean, they'd gone through that. You know, I mean, if you're looking at, you know,
Wow.
10 pounds of meat, quarter pound burgers right there. I mean, that's 40 burgers cut into 4. That's 160 pieces gone.
Mhm.
You know, so it's
Mhm.
literally as
Yeah,
fast as they were cooking it, they were, you know, people are scooping it up. So
it's a lot. It's a lot of work. It is, but it's so much fun. Like I don't know if any
Hmm.
of y'all have ever worked in fast food in high school or growing up in college, but like when you're busy, it's so much fun. It's such a rush. You just making the food and getting it out, and it's so much fun. At least I think it is.
yeah, one thing I love about this specific event, it's you as an individual are able to take on barbecue brand. You are able to take on, you know, a large competitor, you know, one of our bigger, you know, restaurants that come in.
Hmm.
Hmm
I understand that, you
That's
know,
cool.
like some people like to, you know, categorize it and break it up, but I'm like, hey, listen, all y'all get in that ring and y'all fight it over. And, you know, and
Hey.
last year was case in point. We had some amazing teams, but the gentleman that won it, that was his first cooking competition. And
Wow.
we had
Wow.
some really good judges. We had Mr. Gerald Judice from Judice Inn. We had
Oh.
Miss Anna, the general manager from Burgersmith. We had Mr. Jeff
Oh.
Delahoussaye, who owns shops. We had
Hmm
Miss Lori and Mr. Richard Hurst from Poor Boys Riverside Inn. I mean,
Oh
I
wow.
don't know how you get better judges than than the people that are actually
No.
doing the work, putting in the time, and for them to
Right.
pick,
People that know food.
correct, absolutely,
Wow. Yeah. That's a good judge panel right there.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
definitely.
This year we have
I'm ex-
another good group of judges coming in as well, so it's going to be. There's no slouches for the judges, and I really want to once again involve the community, get some local people that that want to take part of this stuff. That's fun.
right, right.
Hmm.
It's definitely fun to be involved and to get people that are, known in the community to be involved in this. And I'm excited. I don't know who the judges are,
Uh,
but well, maybe one. Um, but to get those people involved and it's just I think it's a great thing that you're doing for Broussard and Youngsville area. I think it's going to bring a lot of awareness to the area and have something original for the area.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's something fun. It's something fun to do, and like I said, I love the ease of the fact that anyone can cook a burger. I mean, really can. I mean,
Right.
Who doesn't love a good burger?
oh,
You know.
absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yeah.
What a great time of
Uh,
year too.
I'm
Like
I'm
this is
excited about it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is the perfect time of the
And
year
this
to
is a
just,
believe it. I mean,
get out.
you guys know, October and April are probably the two worst months in the year because they're the most beautiful months of the year. And it is so packed with so many things going on. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen how many
Mhm.
events are going on this weekend alone.
Right. Right.
So
Yes.
that's it's tough to get commitments and it's tough to kind of plan around this stuff. So we're very fortunate to have so much support, from our local community and all the competing teams. You guys, I mean, coming in, from Houston. I mean, that's some dedication right there.
Yeah.
So, down for the cause.
Well, we have our local anchor
Yeah.
barbecue brand holding it down like what maybe
Hey,
5 miles from the sports complex.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
we
Barbecue
worldwide,
brand's
baby. We
pretty close. So
worldwide.
yeah.
Oh
I'll
yeah, I
I'll
mean,
travel anywhere and get in the
how are you
ring and
going to
bang with
classify
anybody.
yourself?
I don't care.
Yeah. There you go, man. Yeah,
oh
we
man,
yeah we don't care. We're a small team. We've just been got. This is our what? This is gonna be our fifth competition or sixth by the time we do it.
yeah.
We don't care. We go up against anybody, big teams, small teams. We can swing with the best of them.
Well, no, and it's very impressive because I mean, y'all came to Morgan City, swept up, went all the way back to Houston, swept up over there, and now
Yeah.
y'all trying to come back to Lafayette and get y'all some more trophies over
We,
here.
we, we were probably I think we were probably the smallest crawfish cooking team at that competition. I mean, everybody else has got the big fancy flip baskets and all that stuff, and the big burners, and the $1,000 burners, and I'm back there with my 110 quart pot in my little 20-pound propane tank.
Let me ask you this then: did you do the orange juice?
No, I don't do orange juice.
Okay.
That's
Well,
that's
I mean,
really that's
y'all
really
are
a
in Houston, so there's no telling what you guys do over there.
no. I mean, the funny thing. The funny thing about orange juice is like when you're doing juices like the fruit in crawfish boil, that the flavor from the fruit actually comes from the skin, not from the juice.
Uh-huh.
The juice is almost irrelevant. It's just acid at that point. The
Mhm.
real flavor comes from the skin of the fruit, from the peel is where you get all the good flavor from lemons and oranges comes from the peel. So
Mhm.
if you just do orange juice and don't do the peel, you're kind of missing out.
Mhm.
So that's what I like to do. If you use the peel is really important.
When I saw those guys doing it, and now I was kind of, I was like, first off, a crawfish boil, you guys know, is expensive to begin with,
You're
and
right.
then when you put in, 20 gallons of orange juice.
It's not the good stuff either, man. It's just the Sunny D. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw someone use literally gallons of Sunny Delight.
Let me
That's
tell y'all
not
something.
even real orange juice.
I saw. You know how many bottles of Simply Oranges I saw out there? Zero. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
all Sunny Delight in Tampico. I was like, ooh, man.
Ugh.
I don't know.
It's
I'm not a
not
big.
even real sugar.
Right. I mean, like, I could see how that could work with something like seafood that's maybe a little bit lighter, like a shrimp.
Uh-huh.
You could use something maybe a little bit sweet with a shrimp because shrimp is such a light, but crawfish is kind of a different flavor for a seafood. It's very it's just different. You know, I don't think sweet is really in that application, and boiled crawfish really works that well. But that's just
Yeah, I was just kind
You,
of
you
curious that
see,
I've seen somebody do that, and I was like, whoa, it's different, and to each their own, So I know you guys are aware there's a big crawfish cook-off coming here as well. So that's going
Oh,
to be
mm,
interesting to see how that turns out. I think that's coming up soon. So
mm,
the weekend after Easter, we're actually going to be there.
we're going to be
there
there
you go.
too. We're helping out, so we're just
we're
assisting.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're helping out that one judge that we know about.
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But remember that we have five categories. So we're going to do
Hmm.
traditional, non-traditional burgers, and then don't forget,
Yeah.
we have our two chiefs. Chief Vance from Broussard and Chief JP from Youngsville, in their own competition. And then in the traditional
Oh,
section, we're going to do a top 10 and then a top 3 out of the top 10. So
Nice.
nice.
with so many judges, I'm able to kind of move them around. And
Right.
That's
even though
good.
you
That's
might
good.
know who they are, you don't know which category they're going to be in. And I don't know
Yeah.
either. I haven't even put that down on
Yeah.
paper yet. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that judge didn't try our burger anyway, so
No, he didn't.
but yeah, it's gonna
so.
be it's gonna be fun for sure.
Hmm. Hey, Barbecue Brand, do you have any questions for Charles? Since you're the burger guru on the podcast.
oh, you answered my question about how you wanted to get this thing started here, and I'm excited about you bringing this to this area and us having something that we can just go right down the road and really be a part of and have the whole community come out.
Mhm.
Mhm.
We talk about that a lot, and it's I'm so excited. I have got to try some of these people's burgers, and I hope they try ours. I hope everybody gets to
Yeah.
try most people's burgers. I know it's hard, but
It,
I'm
it
just as
it's
excited about
tough.
that as I am about cooking it. So
Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Now
The
now
burger
one
competitions are fun. A lot of fun.
well I'll so one thing I want to make sure everybody's aware of. Yeah, we are doing the hamburgers and the hot dogs as a competition side of it. But this is only a part of the entire event. I have
Mhm.
30 plus 34, I think, as of today, 34 vendors that are going to be over there. So
Oh.
we'll
it's
have everything
incredible.
over there from like sweets and treats to perfumes and handbags and clothing and laser engraved items, T-shirts. All the vendors over there. My idea was, as we're putting all this together, was like, hey, if you're going to come in with a family, we have to have something for everybody to do. Me,
Right.
I'm
Right.
I'm
That's a
happy
good
with
point.
I'm happy with burgers, but my little ones, oh God, no. So we have entertainment with them. We've got a little kids corner. We're gonna have a petting zoo, face painting, chalk, coloring sheets, that kind of stuff. For the people that like to go shopping, we'll have 34 vendors. I mean, it's going to take you over an hour just to walk through all the vendors, and then on top
Wow.
That's
of that,
awesome.
like I said, 27, 28 cooking teams. So pick your poison. And if that's not enough, we have 3 great bands that are going to be there as well playing. Mr. Rory
Awesome.
Swear, Cajun Roots, and the Night Owls Band. So
Nice.
they'll be able to keep you entertained with that. We're going to do a live auction as well. We're going to have a raffle. One of our friends, Mr. Billy from Bilson Arms, he's donating an AR that we're going to raffle off.
Oh,
I
wow.
haven't announced the prizes yet, and
Mm.
I'm kind of on the fence of whether or not I want to put the auction items up yet. But I might do that as well. But we've got some really really good auction items as well. So there'll be plenty of things to do. And my thing about it, it's like, hey, you have to keep yourself entertained. You can't just just
Yeah.
do one or two things. So
Right.
the goal over here, it's just honestly, it's just to kind of keep growing it and growing it. And finding new inventive ways to do it. And like you had mentioned before, I love the fact, I know you guys do like professional, cooking events. We're a little, we're a little ways away from that. We're more
Mhm.
along the lines of like, hey, whatever constitutes a burger in your mind, put it
Mhm.
together. Put it together
Yeah,
and then let our judges,
Mm-hmm.
figure it out. So
right.
Nice.
um
A burger is a great open-ended concept.
I
It
I
is.
love that too. I love that too. One of our
Hmm.
actually the third place team last year was from the Cookie Door and Lazy Caveman. They did a
Oh,
chicken, spinach, and feta cheese burger. You know, just
Wow.
Ooh.
completely, out of the box. So I was like, wow. Yeah, of course, I didn't get to taste it, but it was something different.
Right.
Bio's over here, and I shouldn't be giving away all the secrets, but it was out there. Bio's, they did burgers last year, and they crumbled crackling on their burgers. So you had a different aspect on a burger.
A little take on that.
Yeah, so
That's cool.
mm-hmm.
yeah, and it's
I
good.
love
It's-
BOs.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it's such a great combo. It's open ended. It's creative. Let your creativity loose on a burger and just do something that be wild about it. That's the cool part about a burger. We cook a lot of we cook competitions like we do barbecue stuff, and it's very narrow. Like it's extraordinarily narrow what you have to turn in. It's a rib is a rib. And you have to, and it's all about that rib, and you have to get the right flavor and everything. But you can't vary too much off of what the traditional flavor profiles are. What people expect to taste in a rib. If you came in with like a Asian spice rib, might not go over too well. So it's not as open. It's not as open as some of these other competitions where this burger competition is just make whatever you want.
That and that's the idea behind it, because I know some people take these cooking events serious, and that's great. But we want to make it fun. We want to make it for the average guys to come in. The guys that got third place last year. It's a gentleman by the name of Mr. Kevin. Mr. Kevin and his neighbors and their friends, they cook every weekend. They just cut up and cook in the backyard, and they put some stuff together, and it worked out really well. And then don't forget, I mean, we're not even talking about the hot dog portion of it. A hot dog's a hot dog, right? But I wish I could tell you some of the things these people have told me of, like the ideas of how they want to dress the hot dog, what they're gonna, some of the toppings that they're doing. I'm thinking, what are you gonna do? You're gonna make a lucky dog, right? No. So everybody's gonna try a little something different. So I'm like, hey, that's something unique, that's something different, and it's something fun. So but
I love the creativity. If you can just be free with the creativity and not box people in, it just makes it fun. It's not,
does.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's going to be stressful. It's get stressful, but it's fun just to be able to create something unique and just have people taste it. That's just
right.
Absolutely. And I know you guys, do so much, competition. So you see a lot of things. So this, this kind of puts you at an advantage because of the fact that you've got to see things, you've got to taste things, and you're like, oh, hey, we're not, like you said, restricted in a box. So, you have a lot more ideas and things. So, like I said, I'm really interested to see, some of the teams, because you can't just come in with the average burger. It's not gonna work.
This is gonna be a breath of fresh air. This has been a breath of fresh air cooking in some of these competitions, and this one is no different. This is something that we've been looking forward to because, just like B was saying, I've been cooking competition barbecue for the past 5 years, and I have been obsessed with perfecting 3 proteins a specific way for a very, very long time. But naturally, we are very creative. So when we get together, we think of all of these things, and we're getting to do these competitions where we really get to let our creativity just flow. And it is exciting. We're definitely coming with a couple of things. So it's gonna be fun. Get ready.
We love coming up with some new stuff. So.
Yeah, that's basically how we started this podcast. We were just having a good time cooking and talking about stuff on hours in, and we were like, you know what, we should do a podcast because we talk about this stuff all the time, and we all have like a unique take on, like, each one of us has a very unique take on things. So
no, and that's the beauty of what the thing we're trying to put together. It's the fact that you're not restricted. You can try different things, and hey, if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, that's okay. That's going to be good. But we will never know until we try it.
Yeah, and then also the burger thing is like, look, hey, you're cooking your burger for turn in, and like you mess it up. Well, it's not that big of a deal. You just start another one. Because like at a barbecue, it's like, man, when stuff goes wrong, stuff goes wrong, and there's not a whole lot of things you can do to fix it. I mean, it's like,
No.
It's a bad time to pivot. You don't want to pivot at a barbecue competition.
No,
Definitely
and
not.
when I
Yeah.
see these shows, because I love watching the shows, I'm a big barbecue guy. I love watching the shows. But man, the stuff that you guys go through, that's not even fun. I mean, that's
It's
not. It's not even fun. I mean, the end product looks great, but to see the restrictions that you guys have, and then the strict timetable, and and you're right. Somebody did some Korean sauce on one of the cooking sauce. The cooking. America's best, smoker or something. I can't remember what it was. Right. I thought, hey, look, that's pretty unique. That's pretty different. And the judge, and I know it's like big, heavy set black guy. And he's won so many, competitions, like, barbecue competitions. And
it must be Big Mo Kason.
that's it.
Probably
Big
Big
Mo.
Mo.
His first thing was like, no. He said no. I said, you didn't even taste it. You didn't even look at it. You just said no. So I'm like, at the end of the day, you're literally tasting the same thing over and over, So,
Yeah.
but it's so stressful for you guys to do that stuff.
Yeah, my friend at rodeo, on my rodeo team, he did a Korean short ribs. He grilled them up for our VIP night, and man, they were awesome. They were fantastic. I was like, man, there's no way that doesn't make sense. Like having like a Korean sauce on a smoked rib is just. I think that's a perfect idea. I see nothing wrong with that. I mean, Asian flavors. I mean, they're basically designed to go with pork. I mean, that there's such a pork centric cuisine. Pork is such a big thing in China, Japan, and Korea. How could that not be good?
No, you're absolutely right. And then we're fortunate enough to live in the South, where people love to eat, and a lot of people love to try new things. So that's very interesting.
Mhm.
And then the other thing I wanted to mention, it's like, we're doing all of this, and we're doing it for a cause as well. We wanted to raise money for our police departments. I didn't realize there isn't many fundraisers for police departments. So
Really, that's surprising.
yeah, I mean, they always
That
have it
is-
for other, first responders, but not really police departments. So I said, hey, this is a great way to give back. And then now with with both of those guys, cooking, and I wish I was a little bit more marketing savvy, because I would have filmed the conversations between the two, and it was hilarious, because the chief of Broussard was telling the chief of Youngsville, said, oh, you better be ready. We're bringing in our, A game and this and that. And, the chief of Youngsville turned around and said, well, that's great, but how are you going to get in the city? So I thought it was just great. They already started badgering each other. So
That's funny. That is really funny. So, all right. So, give us the time, the day, and everything one more time for everybody.
So just a couple of days away. It's going to be Sunday, April 13th, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Youngsville Sports Complex Amphitheater. That's a Slimco Amphitheater. That's the one nearest the soccer fields. That's where the new baseball fields are. That's where we're going to be.
Cool. All right, guys. Y'all have any other questions for Charles?
No, I'm just super excited to do this. I've been pumped for this competition for I don't know, man. I've been talking about this one for months.
No, y'all got
Ever
it.
since
Yeah,
the
since
time
we
we
heard
were
about
doing it. And when they said hamburger, I was like, we got that. And then you said hot dog. I was like, oh, a hot dog. I like hot dogs. I mean, hot dogs are wide open. I was excited about that. I said, we're going to have to come up with something special. And I think we did. But
So
you're going to
y'all
have to wait to see it.
Are you going to bring the same recipe that you won with, or are you going to try something different? Hey, the flavor profile is different from down the bayou and over here. You know that.
We don't know. We'll have to see.
I'm gonna tell you something that
All right,
very
well.
wise told me. Good food travels. That's all I'm gonna say.
It does.
That's a good point. You have a very good point. So, all right, everybody, please join us on Sunday, April 13th in Youngsville, Louisiana. And as always, keep stirring that pot.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.